Welcome back. All right. News of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. We've got a minor trade to talk about a little bit. We're also going to talk about a change behind the Seattle Kraken bench. So Dan Bylsma took over as head coach not too long ago, and it was expected that there'd be changes in assistant coaching positions as well, and those have taken place. One of the assistant coaches being brought in by Seattle is one who's been an assistant coach for Coachella Valley. Makes total sense. You bring up the coach from Coachella Valley to be your coach. Bringing up an assistant coach from Coachella Valley makes some sense. And in this case, it's a historic first, as now Jessica Campbell moves up from the AHL level to the NHL level. And what I'm finding out today is there are a lot of people who have not necessarily paid attention to the fact that there was already a woman working as an assistant coach in Coachella Valley for Seattle who's called up. And so she's now going to be an assistant coach under Dan Bylsma, the same as she was in Coachella Valley. She's worked the last 2 seasons as an assistant coach for the Firebirds. They've gone to the Calder Cup final both seasons, and she's definitely played a role in that. She has also worked for the CSSHL as well as the SHL, where she worked as a skating coach, and in the DEL, which is the German league, of course, and she was an assistant coach there as well before she was brought in by the Coachella Valley Firebirds. She also won a world championship as a player. She won silver in 2015, and she had world junior championships and things of that nature prior to that, playing at the under 18s. So she's played hockey, she's coached hockey at various levels throughout the world. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of people saying she's not qualified, but she's definitely qualified. Because again, the last 2 seasons of Coachella Valley have gone quite well for the Firebirds, and so thusly for the Kraken as well, because that helps your prospects. So Shane Wright moves up to the parent squad this year. You have to think Shane Wright will be playing the full season in Seattle. He'll have Dan Bylsma and Jessica Campbell as two who have worked with him over the last 2 seasons. That know how to get the best out of him. So we'll see how things go for Seattle, but I think it's a move that makes a lot of sense. The trade that I want to talk about now, Jan Yannick goes to Ottawa. He played 5 games with Arizona last year, had 1 assist. Igor Sokolov goes to Utah in exchange. He played 5 games for the Sens this past season, had a goal and an assist for 2 points. Both players are restricted free agents. There was talk with Yannick, I want to say 2 years ago, that he was demanding a trade out of Arizona, and then that all quieted down. It never really happened. Sokolov, I guess, probably needed to change of scenery as well. Yannick's 23, Sokolov's 24. Not much difference in the 2 players. It just feels like these are guys who needed a change of scenery. They're both young enough to turn things around. We'll see how things go. Keep in mind with Utah as well, they have a ton of cap space right now, so I don't think Utah's anywhere near done. I think they're going to be really interesting to watch this summer because, again, they have a ton of cap space, and that's after the additions they've already made this offseason. Anaheim, with a minor addition today, Carson Myers signs a 1-year, 2-way deal, so that's not going to get him to the cap floor. Keeping an eye on Anaheim and when they're going to get to said cap floor. And again, as teams look for cap space, Anaheim could be the team that they're putting in the call to. Teams that are over the salary cap without LTIR, and I'm throwing in without LTIR because obviously teams are going to use LTIR to get under the cap. But right now, Washington, Vegas, Edmonton, Toronto, and Nashville are all above the cap. Washington very aggressive in this offseason thus far, and we'll see how that translates on the ice for their results this fall. Within $1 million of the cap ceiling currently, both Vancouver and Florida, with the Anton Lundell extension. Florida's basically done, right? And within $1.2 million of the cap ceiling, you find the Islanders and Minnesota. Minnesota's still, with a lot of cap issues, and so that's going to, definitely affect their team on the ice this season, but they should be more capable of being able to hire and bring in more guys next season when that cap penalty drops off substantially, I believe, next summer, but that cap penalty is still pretty high for this year. So there you go. I did see questions of, well, which teams are near the cap? So those are the teams that are near the cap. That's almost a third of the league. Going back to the whole Jacob Trouba thing, if he put in 15 teams that he's not willing to go to, and if they were all teams that had a ton of cap space, yeah. Anyways, you're really restricting what the Rangers are able to do. The Rangers aren't on the board. They're not that close to the salary cap ceiling, but they're going to be. A majority of the league's going to be, and don't be surprised when a month from now, most of the league is within $1.2 million of the salary cap, And by the time we reach November, general managers are throwing their arms in the air going, I'd love to make a deal, but we have no cap space. Which, again, that's something that they seem to do every summer. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.